What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Coconut Wireless. It is Monday. It's Monday, October 20th. I know, strange date, same time. Let's. What's happening, Uncle Charlie?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, man?
Man, you're looking crispy and clear, and the sound is awesome. And I just,
Thank you.
when I turned on my system, I had a 20-minute update to this software, and it looks like it's a lot
Ooh.
clearer. It's like really,
Yeah.
really clear. So that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see who's on. Hey, hang on, let me just see. Oh, Patty. What's up, Patty?
Yes.
And of course, Patsy's on saying hello to our friend Zen Creations. And Patsy is saying hello to Patty Kawakami. Today I did a community media day at Hoike. Hoike did a joint podcast on radio at KKCR and Hoike, and they got together and they talked about our village. They talked about our show, and I said, yeah, the village created the village. We didn't. That wasn't something we created. It was they started
Mm-hmm.
calling themselves the village. So on my coffee cups, I got the sticker, the village. It's this one here. I got them right here, Charlie. I gotta give you some of these. Remember this, the village. So
Oh
you put,
yeah, the
yeah,
village.
you put them on your cups and your mugs, and yeah, I ordered some of those. So, but anyway, I thought tonight. What's up, Sam, brother Sam? One of the originals. So
Yep.
last week at our council meeting, we had a little issue going on with the trees in Koloa Town. That a plan to build a sidewalk that was started about 13 years ago. They had all the community meetings, but they never told the community that they were going to cut down the trees. So
Mm-hmm.
when they started to see queasy Mel, I'm not sure what that means, Judy. Queasy? I'm not queasy. But anyway, so when the residents, especially the Kupuna, started to see the ribbons go around those golden trumpet trees along Poipu Road by Kukuyola Store, they got concerned and they found out that those trees were going to be removed. So anyway, throughout this process and talking to a lot of the Kupuna, I realized, you know what, man, we gotta start talking about our past. We gotta start talking about those things that we don't have anymore. And if we don't be careful, we're gonna lose it all. Uh, okay, Judy, that makes more sense. Que pasa? I was like, queasy? Queasy. That's the autotype, I guess. The autotype. Yeah, so I figured, Charlie, over the years that we've been doing this, whenever we talk about memory lane, whenever we go back and we start talking about the restaurants and the things to do and the places, the landmarks, um, we got the most engagement from the village. So I thought, why not tonight just spend the whole hour talking about the things that we
Mm-hmm.
miss, the things that we miss. And I thought would be funny if we started with you, Charles, because you
Yes.
you have a you have a I won't say colorful past, but you have a very interesting past. But I wanted to start with you, Charlie, and maybe start by talking about what, as a little kid, what do you remember the most, or what comes to mind when you were a little child?
Well, I think growing up in Kalihi and going to school off of Liliha by Vineyard, there's a school called Kauluvela School, and I went there from kindergarten to second grade before I went to Kamehameha in the third grade. But I remember that's when the H1 freeway was being built.
Holy crap! You are old, Charles.
I'm old. I'm an old bugger.
Ah.
And during the recess period, I can remember vividly how we would just enjoy our time. Recess was always a time that all of us looked forward to. But then when they would dynamite, they would keep us indoors. And um, we heard those whistles being blown. and we could see all the tires being put on the ground to to keep any flying debris from going upwards, right?
Mm.
And so that's what I remembered. But during those times, I remembered having my mom thought it was best at babysitting service, instead of having me stay with someone, I would, where is the Liliha library is now, if you cross the street in the Eva direction, there was a Japanese school called Palama Gakuen. So I went there from kindergarten all the way to the fifth grade. And I probably was one of the only Chinese Hawaiian going to an all Japanese school. It was rough. It was rough. But because it was only, I think tuition was only like $5 a month back then. So it was a good babysitting service. So by the time that was over, then my mom would come and pick me up. Or if I decided to run away, I would run all the way up to Kuakini and Liliha, where they had Honda Delicatessen, and right on the corner was Liliha Bakery, Ralph's Market, the original L&L Drive-In was right next to Jane's Fountain, all that area. So those are my memories growing up as a kid. Yeah.
Oh, aloha Marie. Thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, now we're going to start seeing all the stuff. Walking to Mela Pond to fish and offer the ditchman a bass if caught. I remember that, Sam. You know, not too many people know, but when I was a little kid, we lived in Isenberg Track right behind what is
Hmm.
now, you know, the cell, whatever, AT&T, whatever, but right behind all of that, there's a reservoir back there, and it was called Mela Pond. I remember that too, man. That's a long time ago. Holy moly. Patty says, Kaulu Vela Elementary. Halal used their cafeteria for practice till our new room was finished. Mice used to
Yeah.
come out and watch us from the stage.
Oh
Oh,
yes. Oh
yeah.
yes.
Well, so I was thinking, you know, so crazy, but I remember this is what popped up in my head today when I was thinking about where we're going to start. And
Hmm.
it was crazy. It was Woolworths in Lihui, right where the DMV is now. That used to be Woolworths. And they used to sell fried chicken, and they also used the only place that you could buy icy. You remember the old icy, the red and the blue? It had
Yep.
only two colors back then, two flavors.
Hmm.
And I remember going over there as a kid, as a child. My grandpa used to make us wash his car, and he'd give us $5, and we could go over there and buy a chicken and an icy, and still have change. But the icy cups had those little diamonds on them. I don't know if you remember the little diamonds,
Yep.
and you
Hmm.
would cut out the diamonds
Cut it out.
and then put them on the paper. They give you on paper. When you fill up all the
It's almost like
diamonds,
gold bond
yeah,
stamps. Remember you
yeah,
collect? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Same thing.
yeah. And I guess we get so excited when you had a free icy, you know, because you had saved all those diamonds. But that was kind of crazy. I don't know why that one stuck out. Camping and fishing at beach house between Anahola and Kilia. Oh yeah, that is nice.
Oh yes.
Chris
Let me
remembers that as well.
let me ask you. Oh, Masa's right there in Kalihi. Yes. But I used to come over all the time when my dad. I think I shared this story. That I miss my father so much that whenever he was working at Princeville, and that was during the construction era, I would come up, and I remember I would stay with my good brother, Kaupena Kinimaka,
Mm.
and I believe they lived on either Kahi or Ilua, one of the two streets.
Elua.
Ilua, the second, right, all the way to the end, right?
You know how
Ilua
I know
and
that, Charlie? You know how I know
yeah.
that? Because I
Mm.
lived right across the street from them.
Okay.
Right across the street. Right across the street.
So it was me, Kaupena, the brother Michael, and Alikai. And then, so my dad would always give me, money and says, "Hey, now remember, Daddy gonna work late. So, but you gotta come home by 6 o'clock." And back then, they had the boarding behind Pizza Hut had all those boarding homes or
Yes.
boarding house. Yes.
Yes.
And I remember going down. Still remember Maxie's, the
Oh
old gas
my
station,
goodness. Yes. Yes.
and that was the hill was the Kalapaki Hill was because only had one tower back then.
Right.
Kauai Surf. Yeah, going up there. But you know where Pose is now,
Yep.
right?
Hmm.
Okay. Wasn't it up where that Monster Sushi is located? up on, um, is it Kamuli Highway, going through the town, right past the theater. You know, if you know the Lihui Theater.
That's Kuhio Highway.
Yeah, Kuhio Highway.
Yeah.
Okay, Lihui Theater, right
Yes.
next door to that, get that parking lot.
Yes.
And used to have that delicatessen over there.
Lihui Delicatessen.
Okay.
That's what it was called. So I made a list, believe it or not, of all the Lihui Delicatessen is right there because they had a $5 mega box lunch. $5.
Yeah.
And that was more food than anybody could eat. And it was till today. I mean, we get some good box lunches on Kauai, don't get me wrong. But
Yep.
that is still my favorite. $5. And back in the day, they never charged tax either. They never did charge tax. It was $5 straight. $5 straight. Yeah.
And back then, we used to ride around with our 10-speed Schwinn bike, always going down the hill. Yet had hard time riding back up the hill. Always had to walk.
Yeah. Give them up.
And Club Jetty was still there back in the day.
Oh yes, it was a 4 o'clock bar, a cabaret bar.
Mm-hmm.
Pops is on, Dad. Thank you for joining us tonight. Aloha from Marysville, Washington. Nice. Sam, remember playing Army on the Hawkane Road, Hawkane Trailers Park behind us in Bergfield. Yes, we all did that. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, I gotta put this in. I know it's a non-political show, but what the hell? Thank you, Chris. Imua Mel for mayor. Yes, thank you, bro.
Oh,
Appreciate that.
Oh,
yes. Gina is in Wailu Homesteads, and she says it's very wet. Oh boy, it didn't hit us yet. I just want to hit all the comments. So, Kehao again, always a loyal follower, and of course, Patsy remembers Fuji Cafe. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember Fuji Cafe.
Was that in the round building? No,
I never heard of it. I don't know.
What delicatessen was that in the round building? The county building was downstairs.
Had a JJ's. I think they had a doghouse. The Jasper started their businesses, their empire here selling hot dogs, and I think it was.
No, this was a Japanese delicatessen over there on downstairs in
really?
the round building. Yep. If anybody out there knows, please let us know.
Ahana's was the other name for Lihui Delicatessen because that was the owners. Oh, here we go. Judy's.
Yep.
That's the one. Yeah. And
Sushi could not beat it.
Fuji Cafe was again across Kapahong Guanji. Yeah, I don't remember that. Wow. Chris is getting fatter just thinking about all the good food. You talked about the old Lihui Theater, and I remember when I had the old Lihui Theater. By the way, we had an old Kauai Theater too, which is where
across from Gardenau Barbecue.
Yes, right in that area. There was a Kauai Theater, and believe it or not, my father used to operate the projector over there, and we used to go up. He used to take us up with him.
Was that the projector where you put the two rods together? And
yes, the carbon rods. Yes. That, I can still remember the smell of up there, but it was so cool because back then you had the big reels of film, and we used to have a good time up there. Dad, do you remember when you used to take us up there to Kauai Theater? But the Lihui Theater turned into a roller skating rink called the Cabaret, and that was kind of my hangout. You know where the Maxis parking lot was? Not Maxis, but the Lihui Delicatessen parking lot. Yeah, that was Tony's had a game room in there, so we would go between the Cabaret and Tony's game room, and we got to witness all kinds of illegal activity going on over there. That was classic. That was good fun. Chris says, just as long as I can still get one flying saucer when I come to Kauai. Yes, I think it's the only place you can get flying saucers now. By the way, the Harvest Festival was a huge success, Charlie. Thank you and Steph and all of you guys that put that together because they had flying saucers and they had patele stew. Charlie was nice enough to buy me a bowl of patele stew.
The
Dioja. Yeah, but that skating rink was good fun. It was really, really good fun.
You brought up that, and I shared with that. I used to be with the original Society at 7, right? So one time they performed at the Sheraton Waikiki. So I went with the manager then, who is well known in the industry. Her name is Franny Kirk, and she took me um, over there, and she says, "I want you to go learn how to run those strobes, those big cannons with the rods."
Oh,
And they always had two lights, so you always kept one on. So and you never start them at the same time, because if the rods go out at the same time, doc, doc, right? So she said, "Put this one on first, the second one." But we had the opportunity to do some lights for the beautiful Anne Margaret.
wow.
That was over at the Sheraton. Yeah,
Jeez.
Sheraton Waikiki. And back then they used to have the old Hilton Dome. And one of the last performances I saw there was the beautiful Tina Turner.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, back, I was Hilton Hawaiian Dome. Yep, Tina Turner.
Damn. Yeah. See, like I was like stuck here on Kauai, so I really don't know much about what happened on Oahu.
Oh
But
no,
Tina
they had the beautiful.
Turner, my
Yes,
gosh, jeez, that's like,
yes.
my
It was
God.
very. You just cannot forget those kind of performances. It's back in the day. And it wasn't so long ago, but I miss performers like Loyal Garner, because I used to do the lights and sound for brother Kimo Garner. So he was a well-known musician too. So you think about those times and how effortless they sang, and it was um, Marlene Sai was over at the old Halekulani at that time, and then Melvin was next door at the Moana Surf Rider while I was at the Outrigger. So you when you're young and you're impressionable and you go through all of these phases, it's just memories that will stick with you. And I kind of use it to stay ahead of, if I feel like dementia is setting in. As long as I can remember, then I'll be fine.
It's funny how we can remember the stuff from so long ago, but not
Yeah,
not what happened
the
yesterday.
present. Yeah, yeah.
Loyal Garner, man, Blind Man in the Bleachers. You know that song
Yes.
still makes me cry today. If I hear that song,
Yep.
yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. What's up, honey? Thank you for joining us tonight. BB King performed here on Kauai. That was awesome,
Oh,
awesome. Yeah, you just mentioned some pure legends in Hawaii. Melvin Lee. I used to always make fun because my name is Melvin, of course, and so it was cool because Melvin was famous back then, and when people would make fun of my name, I would just think, well, Melvin kind of get the same name, kind of get the same name. Hanamalo Beach when it was clean water and a Veil run would come in. Yes, I
oh
remember that.
boy.
Man, I tell you, the Veil. I don't even know if those fish exist anymore. We used to catch them off a nini at night, shine the light, all the light eyeballs light up, and you never even
You know
need
who
put nothing on the
who
hook.
took?
They would just bite.
So my dad became good friends with the Sunada family from Kilauea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I remember them taking us out, and that was the first time I seen bamboo poles with about 13 hooks on top. But each of us, they gave us, looked like one soda bottle, and had some kind of oil inside with one puka on the top. And so Mr. Sonata would, with his big pole, he'd be in the back of the boat, and he'd be pulling us along the reef, right? And he would say, "Okay, just get your bottle and just shake a couple drops of that oil." I think it was vegetable oil, but the thing would just flatten the water like glass, and you can see everything. And I had so much fun fishing back in the day growing up, and that's, for me, that's where I love eating fried avil. Whew.
Yeah, those little ones are
Yeah,
so good, and
potato chip.
like, yeah, yeah, crisp down to the just like crispy like a
Yeah,
chip. That was so cool. And there were so many back in the day. Even up Papio, before we used to go on field trips, summer fun, and go down to Honolulu Pier and just everybody caught. Everybody caught the Papio.
hmm
Now not as easy, not as easy. You know what is interesting? We had a bowling alley on Kauai that was up by where Hilo Hatties is now.
yep.
And
hmm
I always, and maybe somebody can help me with this, but the name of that bowling alley was Ala Moana Bowl. And I could never understand because Ala Moana was synonymous with Honolulu, right? On Oahu. But that bowling alley was called Alamona Bowl, and they had awesome cheeseburgers. That's what I remember
Hmm.
about that place. And I remember, I know my dad will remember this, is we went bowling and I was a little kid and I slide down the lane. I guess I had trip and fall and my bottom lip had all the wax from the bowling alley lane. And it's so crazy. I remember that. I remember that.
Hey, but you
Uh,
know, you talk about the best cheeseburgers you find out in bowling alley. Well, for me, living after we moved over into Aleva Heights, that area, lower Aleva, I should say, Kialia Drive, right by the back gate. First was the front gate of Kamimia Puna Street, then the back gate was off Kialia, off of Hoftailing, that area. But then you got another bowling alley, Cambo, that
mhm.
was known for their oxtail.
Yep.
And you go, I mean, it's crazy how these
And
bowling alleys will have all this good food, all the food.
well, even the Lihui Bowling Alley now, you know, pretty good cheeseburger. But is it Air Bowl now? They get that awesome
Yep,
oxtail soup
yep,
now. Right,
yep.
that's still there. You can go there right now. Honey says Waikiki was the mecca of great Hawaiian performers back in the days. My son's grandma is Mona Joy from Oahu, and she made albums with Johnny Pineapple. Okay, that
Hmm.
Charlie must know them. I don't. I have never heard of Johnny Mona Joy or Johnny Pineapple. You remember them, Charlie?
No, but I think that part of growing up, yep, I can remember hearing of those names. Yep. Hmm. Don't know them
Uh,
personally, but
and of course, the world famous Coco Palms Tilapia Derby for kids. That was awesome. My mom used to work at the Coco Palms, and we spent a lot of our early years at Coco Palms at the lagoon with the barbless fishing hooks and catch tilapia all day long and throw them back. And that was
here's
actually a
a
lot of
trivia.
fun.
Here's a trivia for all of our Honolulu people watching. What was that famous restaurant right at the beginning of Kalakaua as you're entering Waikiki?
McDonald's.
And it looked like a volcano. And then after that became Hard Rock Cafe across the street from the convention center. Convention center used to be the old Chevy dealership, right? Where the convention center is now.
Was it the Spin Drifter?
No,
No,
it was called Coco's.
Coco's.
Yeah,
No, don't
that was
remember.
the
Sorry.
old restaurant. I think that was a Spencecliff operation.
My dad said that's where I met your mom. Oh yes, Mel. I remember that Uncle Henry was there too. I'm assuming he's talking about Did you meet mom at the bowling alley? Trivia. I
Ta-da,
should
ta-da,
know that.
ta-da.
I should know that, but I don't. I never did ask. I never did ask. That'll be interesting if you met him at the bowling alley. That was crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, back in the days, that was a thing, right? Hey, you like go bowling alley?
I mean, really, back then, what else was there to do on Kauai? I mean, seriously,
Uh huh.
that was my gosh. What about Dairy Queen? I mean, I know it's not a local restaurant, but Dairy Queen on Kauai, where their used car place is now, which is right across Rice Shopping Center, right behind the ballpark. You could go there and buy a hamburger, French fries, and Coke for 99 cents.
Yep.
No tax. I mean, I think that was with the tax. Well, it was 99 cents. So with a dollar, every baseball kid would go there and eat one hamburger. The cheeseburger was going to take them over the dollar, so you had to get the hamburger, French fries,
Yep.
and soda. Was 99 cents, and they had a good cheeseburger too. I mean, it's kind of hard to screw up a cheeseburger.
It wasn't across from the DMV, that building. Wasn't that the old Sears?
Which one?
The Kapiolani building, the county building. So DMV, that side
Yeah,
was Woolworths, right?
yeah.
But the opposite side, wasn't that the old Sears?
No, it was called Kauai Stores. It
Oh.
was called Kauai Stores. Oh, sorry. My dad said he met my mom fishing for the redfish.
Oh.
Yeah. Strawberries freeze or slush with ice. That's all Dairy Queen action. That.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Cavallo owned it. I think. Yeah, they owned it. They owned a few, I think, and yes, they had the fried akuli over there. That was so good. Oh, Suyoka burger. Charlie, when was the last time you had on Suyoka cheeseburger?
down in Koloa.
Yeah.
I think the last time was maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
you
about 3 years ago.
relatively recently, even though they
Yeah.
sold out, they still
Hmm.
the snack bar is still the same. And
Yeah.
if you haven't had a Suyoka cheeseburger, go. You can order now. You can order ahead on your phone and go pick them up. But order four of them because one is just not enough.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
stand corrected. Charlie Sears was there too, according to Honey,
Yeah.
our historian. Yeah, I
Yeah. I
remember Kauai
remember.
stores. I remember Kauai stores that Kauai was so small back then that we all knew somebody that worked at Kauai stores or Woolworths or whatever. That was just how small this island was. And
It wasn't the uh for law enforcement. This is a law enforcement question.
okay, okay.
Behind McDonald's in Lihue, wasn't that the old banana patch back there?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Because I remember riding a bike, never has McDonald's and all of that. Not even a gas station was there
No, no,
back in the day.
it was,
Nothing.
yeah, well, I remember because my uncle Raymond, my dad's brother Raymond, owned the Union 76 station, which was right there.
Hmm.
And then his other brother Neil owned the Chevron on Rice Street. This is going way back, but behind it was just empty dirt
Hmm.
land that we used to go ride bike and mess around back there. And but yeah, there was nothing now back there. Now it's all houses.
Kukui
It's all
Grove
houses.
wasn't there. I don't remember Kukui Grove.
No, no, no. Kukui
No,
Grove is. I
that's
mean,
that's
yeah.
that's
No,
where.
we never know what one mall was. We had no idea what a
Yeah.
mall was. And
Hmm.
Big Save Snack Bar, Big Save Snack Bar. That was. I think Patsy worked there too. They had good food, and and they the best manju. Miller says yes, yes, yes. Of course, Matsuura store. How can you
Mm.
not remember Matsuura store? That was awesome. I mean, the manju there. Then I used to always think manju was the soft uh, mochi kind of outside with the black bean inside, but
You're
then
talking about the bake one, right? The bake
yeah, that's a
manju.
whole
Yeah.
that just next level. Next level,
Well,
next level.
if we took it to the island of Maui in Wailuku, Lower Main Street, home of homemade bakery, fried manju. Yep.
Mm.
And they had Shishiro manju right down from there too.
Sears was a catalog ordering mostly. It was on the corner of the building where Public Works building is now. Yeah, we had all think about it. We had the Sears. I mean, just in history, J.C. Penney. We had all these
Hmm.
stores that are gone. I think we had a McInerney too. I think we had a McInerney on Kauai, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Yeah, that was, but not anymore. But I did see today. I had a call that I had a missed call from um, the news channel, the news station in Honolulu,
Hmm.
asking me if I had any comments about Amazon building a 42,000 square foot facility on Kauai. Yeah, Mahealani Richardson called, but I hadn't heard. My God, I'm on the county council and I hadn't heard because that had gone through planning commission. So,
Yep.
are you aware that they're building a 42,000 square foot?
I saw the article and it's going to be a pretty if because that's that new industrial area, right? Now, where in that area, who knows whether because you've got all those warehouses that's going to be opening up, right? And then there's some parcels that split up, and then of course, I guess across the street is going to be where the business center is going to be. I guess similar to a Hampton Inn or some type of hotel for business people coming in and the same thing what you would see in Maui. Right down the road from the Kahului Airport is the Marriott, right? So I don't know if
Yeah,
it's going to be Hampton Inn or what.
yeah. I don't know. I know they got a lot of plans on there, but I'm just curious what the people think about Amazon opening up a warehouse. because
You know,
it's
I could never understand if they open up a warehouse, is it a distribution? I mean, unless something is being produced on this island to go out from here to the States, what you're talking about is everything coming from there as a distribution hub. That's what it sounds like.
yeah, it's going to be just like they have on Oahu. But I think the Honolulu one is a lot bigger. But at 42,000 square feet, that's a lot of. That's a
That's an
lot of.
acre. 44,000 is an acre. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how big the facility will be. So I
Right.
mean, that's massive. And I mean, I not gonna lie, I do use Amazon.
Mhm.
But what impact is that gonna have? I don't see it's gonna be much different because right now Amazon takes about 2 or 3 days to get to Kauai, or in some cases maybe 4 days. With the distribution
Uh,
center, if they're stocking what you're asking, you might get it in a day or two. So I don't know if it's going to impact the local, and I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know this, but I don't know if it's going to impact the local merchants. I think Amazon just impacts merchants regardless if the warehouse is here or there, because people are going to shop where it's cheap, and I think that's the concern that a lot of people have is will it cause an issue for the local merchants?
the mom
You know,
and pops, right?
yeah,
The mom and
yeah.
pop stores. Well, you know, I will tell you one thing. I recently ordered something similar to a GoPro. You know, you're seeing a lot of these small cameras that you can get. They're recording type devices, and you know, I really like mine because it sticks on. You can just like put the magnet on and bingo sticks on and turn on and shoots it straight to your cell phone. Only thing is, you know, you tell yourself, okay, it'll come in. You order and they ask you, oh, if you want to upgrade, you can get it in next day delivery and all that, right? Try 28 days. So I don't know what planet these guys are talking about next day delivery, but maybe when it leaves China to go to the next province in China before the thing leaves the boundary of China into the United States. So, so
Well,
you know,
In Texas, and even in Oregon, where the two
mhm.
kids live, if you order something on Amazon, 80% of the time you can get it the same day. Here we go again. Here we go. The Snicker fiend is here. The Snicker fiend. I thought you got rid of that bad habit already, but I guess not.
No, but yeah, I will have one before it was like every other day, but
Hmm.
this is my first Snickers in about 2 weeks.
Good,
Not
good,
better.
good,
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
Honey says the permits have not yet been approved. Oh,
Oh, chicharron.
popcorn.
Okay.
Kauai Kernel Company. Gourmet kettle corn. I believe she purchased this. Might be I'm not sure if she bought it at the Harvest Festival. But I'm not going to eat popcorn now because it's too loud. It's crunchy. It's crunchy, and I don't want to do that right now.
Hmm.
All right. Patsy's mom said the manju down at Lawai Road was delicious. I don't remember that, but I know other people have said that as well. And then Patsy also is reminiscing about the marketplace because I remember, Kosasa's ABC, they bought the marketplace and they really turned it into a really nice shopping area. But before it was just the marketplace, had the theater. Oh, Shears was next to Tad and Mary's. Oh man. Oh, sorry. Think it. I look at him eat his Snickers. I'm getting tired. Manapua, Mila, where in Port Allen? Is that like long time ago? I don't remember. Manapua. There's so many people that make Manapua, but you could never. Nothing beats the Manapua that come from the Manapua truck that used to pass the schools on Oahu. You know that they
Hmm.
ring that silly ding a ling a ling a ling a ling a ling a ling, and then you run out there. And back then it was 25 cents for one Manapua, the red char siu pork Manapua. They had rice cakes. They
Hmm.
had pork hash. Charlie, is that a second one?
Just two in one. So I opened one package. and I got two.
That is just not fair.
Well,
That is not fair.
it's gonna spoil, so I'm gonna finish before it gets hard.
Akaji
Cheers.
Manju. Akaji Manju. In Lawai. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Sam had it too. Manju man in Lawai. Mr. Akaji. What about the Akule truck? Remember when they used to drive around the neighborhood? Akule! They did that on Oahu too. You guys actually had fresh fish in Honolulu.
The ones that came in by Ala Moana, the harbor.
And they used to yell in the neighborhoods, Akule! I remember that. That was
Back then, we used to go fishing Kapalama Canal. It was clean back then. Really clean. Now, shopping cart galore.
ah, I didn't. Mila, there was a bowling alley down there at Port Allen. I don't remember that. Of course, we never went outside of Lihui really growing up, but I didn't realize there was a
What is
bowling alley.
Somadas?
Huh?
Somadas. I think it was Somadas.
Somatas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Someras.
Mm.
Oh, Echo Lanes. Echo Lanes. Now I remember Echo Lanes. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, thank you. I remember Echo Lanes now. I never played in it, but I remember passing it whenever. We never, like I said, we never really got out of Lihui much. So, um,
Echo
yeah,
Lanes.
Echo Lanes. Like
Wow.
who thought of that? Who thought of that name? Echo Lanes. What? How do you come up with a name like that? Yes, Lihui Deli and those pink bento boxes. Best bentos ever. I agree. I agree. I agree.
Oh, yep. You know, I could actually go back to and of course, being from Honolulu, I would always. There was this place. I think we talked about it last time, but if you Google it, it's called Kunuwai Lane. I don't know if you heard of that. But if you go up to Liliha and you're going up towards St. Francis Hospital, Kunuwai Lane gonna be on your left side. That was another way of getting up to Aleva Heights, and you're gonna pass that tea house, Natsunoya Tea House on the top.
Natsunoya?
Mm-hmm. Tea house.
Well, it was just
But
tea?
but if you're
Just
going on that Kunuwai Lane, there was a natural spring, and that's where we'd swim all the time. The water was like in the 60s all the time, fresh water. It was a natural spring, and it was it was across the street from Kunuwai Park. And my childhood memories, yeah, all those times, yeah.
yeah. Wow. The Nakao family owned Echo Lanes. The echo after the ball hits the pins.
Mm.
What about the ones that go in the gutter? Is there an echo? Is there an echo? Where else can I buy pork hash besides 7-Eleven? Good question for the village. I don't know.
Garden barbecue.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Makala wants us to talk about Amazon. We just talked a little bit about it. Yeah, 42, I think 42,000 square foot complex that's going to be going through permitting right now.
You know what's going to be interesting about that facility has to be the traffic study. That's going to be, you're I mean, you're talking about how many vehicles will be coming out of there, and yet alone you have all the rest of the industrial warehouses in the area too, right? So I don't know how many vehicles will be impacting unless
Yeah,
it delivers not every day but on certain days.
I'm
And
not
then
sure. Like I said, I don't know. I was kind of surprised to hear about it
mhm.
today. Obviously they went to the planning commission, not the county council. So we shall see. We shall see.
In fact, it was on Civil Beat, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think the
It was.
article came out today because someone sent
Yeah.
it to me. Wong's is another place on the west side. You can get pork hash. You can get pork
Yes.
hash out there. So depending where you're at, but pork hash. I belong to the Junior Keglers Club.
Junior Keglers. Okay. Is that like as in keg? That
Yeah,
holds
like
15 cases
of beer.
of beer in one keg? Is that what we're talking about?
If that's what it is, then I'm in the Senior Keglers Club. Yeah. Nowadays you never know because it is, with the auto type on these text messages or when you're putting in these things, and sometimes it just your message completely gets twisted. So you just got to
Right.
double check. So, oh, see? She meant to say Echo Lanes Bowling Club. Or maybe that was the name of her club. Junior Keglers. Okay, got it. It was the name
Yeah.
of her club.
Okay.
All right, all right. Well, I actually love to bowl. I have fun bowling, and it's like golf. The older I got, the worse I get. So I just stay out off the lanes and off the links, and I just stay home and
My
watch football.
goodness.
Yeah. My pop said it's going to be right by the airport, so it's going to help Kauai. It's going to definitely increase the delivery time for people that buy on Amazon. I mean,
Yep.
it's just they use AI, I guess, to determine what is being purchased by people on Kauai, and then they're going to stock that warehouse with them. So when you order them, you get them the next day. That's what I think I heard. They're promising next day delivery. So Charlie, you can buy your camera, but if your camera is not at the warehouse, then it's 28 days.
I'm wondering because one of the things that's been promoted throughout the entire time that Amazon started to do its expansion was the ability to deliver by drone, right? And I guess some places in the States they have that.
Yep.
But because this warehouse being so close to the airport, I don't think that option will
Oh
be
no,
available.
not the drones.
It's-
They're not going. They ain't going
Yeah,
to
it's
let
not.
no drones. Yeah.
Yep.
So
So-
it won't be drone delivery. It'll be trucks.
Mhm.
The trucks. Let me see. I'm looking
But I
at my
know-
list. What else? What's that, Charles?
No, they have. I think they're known for their eco-friendly. They have all electric vehicles, right? Amazon.
I'm
They
not
say
sure.
most of their deliveries are electric, which
I
is
would not be
they're taking that
surprised.
they're taking that position of being friendly to the environment and don't use fossil fuel and that type of thing. So hey, kudos to them.
Yeah.
They're trying their best, I guess.
Well, Amazon fills a void because a lot of the things you just cannot get locally. You cannot buy it on Kauai.
Mhm.
It's just not here, and there's even the local businesses. There's a huge limitation of what can be manufactured here on Kauai. So,
Mhm.
we'll see how that works out. We'll see if it even gets permitted. Because apparently it's still going through the process.
Right.
One of the issues in all developments in Hui right now is water. So we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see how that goes. Let's see.
Well, for me, watching the growth of it, since I'm at the airport every day, is to see where the ingress and egress from this industrial yard will be placed. I foresee it can't be on the highway because the bridge is so many yards down the road, right? If you're heading in the northeasterly direction, right?
Mhm.
So the ingress egress will have to be on Ahukini on the back end, which then comes into the airport. That one
Yeah,
road that takes all the way down to Ahukini Pier.
Yeah, well, I don't know how the traffic plan it is, but you know how on Oahu on Nimitz, if you're going on Nimitz from west towards Waikiki, and then there's a lane that is inside of Nimitz that goes
Yep.
along the industrial section. You know what I mean? So it's not on Nimitz. So
Is
let's say
that Uolena?
I'm not sure what the
That-
name is, but like if you want to go to, I think it's Paella or whatever the main streets
Oh
that go
yeah,
into the airport industrial
yeah.
area. So rather than plug up limits, they created that new road, not new, but that extra lane that's down below, and that's where if you want to go to the hotels, that two hotels there, if you want to go to the motorcycle shops and the car dealerships, you're on that interior road that is not on limits, so you're not blocking up the
Mhm.
traffic. So I don't know this, but I'm thinking that would work there. So if you created a new lane inside, so you would come out of the airport and you would take the interior road, and then you can go into the industrial. I don't know how else they're gonna do them, Charlie. I don't, but we'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see. Let me get to some more questions here. California, you can get same day delivery. Yeah, many places on the mainland. My dad says Jerry, who is my brother, his wife gonna be happy. Right now, D orders and delivers to my house, and I mail it to her. That's one way to get around the system. What's going to happen with the old Waimea High School gym now that they're building a new gym? The old gym sits on county property, correct? That is correct. They offered it to the county, and the mayor declined. I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. I hope that they don't tear it down. That gym is still functional. I'm hoping that some nonprofit will get it and convert that into a gym. But we'll see how that thing goes. Since we no more Sears or Macy's, Amazon fills the void. Absolutely.
Yep.
We're hoping it won't affect our work as people will get things fast and probably cheaper. Yeah, I mean that's just again that's the downside. My sister works for what do you call that? What do you call that? She's a wholesaler that sells everything for businesses, paper goods and napkins and all of that stuff.
Oh, ventures.
Ventures. It's something
Yeah.
else now. Triple F, I think. So I
Yeah.
don't, I don't, I think businesses can still rely on the local provider producers because it's just, just easier and
I
better.
I wish they made, sometimes you get good deals on printers at Costco, right? And those printers are like, if you really want good quality, you gotta go with laser. The problem is you just cannot find the laser cartridges. You
Yeah.
gotta order them. And
Mhm.
then if you go to the off-market brand and you have an HP laser, unless it's the original, when you try to sync it together, right, it won't take because it'll recognize that it's aftermarket. What they call it an OEM, right?
OEM is the original, right?
Yeah,
OEM is the original, and these machines are so smart now. When you
they
put
can
the,
tell if you
hmm
put the wrong one in. It's not
then
letting.
your
It's not.
then your
Oh.
black ink turns out to be purple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy
Yep.
how and it's so expensive though, the factory ink or laser, the toners.
Mm-hmm.
It's so, you buy the aftermarket or the third parties and it's like one fourth of the price. And they're probably, all the doggone
Well,
same.
I am not endorsing Epson. I was never an Epson fancier. But ever since watching a commercial with what's his name, Shaq, right, on Epson, and you
Oh,
just buy
yeah.
the ink that you feel you own, I I mean, I have been pleased with the quality of turnout. I thought
So,
that, maybe I'm gonna get smears and all that. Never happened
so
yet.
you have the refillable one.
I get the free refillable one, you just fill up the
Oh,
tank.
nah.
So I've had that for 2.5 years now and hasn't given me any problems. I've got three separate, one laser and two inkjet HPs. All gave me problems. And I don't know what it is. So I just say enough is enough
Are
already.
you buying the aftermarket toners?
For the
The ones
for the HP,
that had broke?
no, I bought the real deal,
Uh,
like the laser is like 115 per.
yeah.
And so, usually you try buy two or three, right? So you're gonna spend like over $300 just to make sure. And the
Well,
thing
I
is, they tell you that you can get 8,000 pages. The XL model, 8,000. I can tell you, I have come nowhere near 8,000 when the thing ran out. So I don't
Well, I
know.
have an HP laser, a color printer, and
Yeah.
man, that toners are very expensive. But I, I I don't count how many pages I use, but it lasts a long time. But when you get that warning, toner low, you know you're gonna be putting out some cash for replacement. It's like, oh my
Well,
god.
I don't like counting myself because part of my heritage, um, being Chinese. But yeah, I'm a proud Chinese, so I don't count.
I actually have some toners because so my printer went out, my HP printer, and I had it for several years, and it just went kaput. And I had just bought the set of toners, the black, the
Magenta,
cyan, the
yeah,
magenta,
and
and
I think
the
the purple. No, no,
no, that's the
yeah,
magenta, the yellow. I think it's
yeah.
called yellow. So I have that, and if anyone needs the 202X, the X is the extended use.
Hmm.
That's I spend a lot of money on those. But if your HP laser printer uses the 202X, let me know. You can have them. I'm not even going to try to sell them. You can have them. But so I bought the same printer, Charlie, the same model. But guess what? They changed the toner. The printer is identical. It's the same doggone printer, but they
But now
decided
the toner is a 203X. It's
it's
one digit.
it's some other silly number, and it is more expensive. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's so irritating. They changed the size just a little, so it looks the same, but when you try put them in, fit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So yeah, 202X is the number if you need them. Let me know. You can have it because it's taking up room in my shelf, and I did put it up on Facebook Marketplace, and nobody bought it. So maybe somebody
Too
has
bad.
that
Yeah.
HP printer. 202X is the number.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I love the laser though. I mean, it's so much quicker, and the color is, you can print a lot of nice stuff on that thing.
Very bright. Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So
But this Epson ET3850, even though you're using ink, uh, refillable ink, I can tell you that how it processes the print and then dries it before it comes out into the tray. Unbelievable. I never thought I would, and it's compact. It's on a small frame, but this thing does wonders. And I never thought I would actually like it, but man, I love it.
yeah, the technology today is crazy. So the inkjets
Yeah.
look like laser now. You don't, back in the day you knew when you had an inkjet. Now you cannot really tell the difference. So.
Yeah. Hmm. Exactly.
Roger. Well, I don't know how we ended up on printers from memory lane, but it's crazy how this show goes. Um,
Hey, what about the old Civic Auditorium back in those days? You used to go there, right? The Civic, when it was
no,
still oh,
I
it's
mean,
down there.
yeah, no, it was still there, but again, we spent most of our time here. But I remember watching wrestling on TV, and they would always talk about the wrestling being at the Civic Auditorium, and
And
the
they always did the
HIC.
interview. They always did the interview in the locker room with gentleman Ed Francis or Lord Tallyho Blaze.
That's the ones,
And my
man.
my favorite was the missing link. Sometimes
Yeah,
you'd be on one box, put his head in one box and talk from one box, and then you get Curtis E.O.K.A. And then you get Fempero Purple, the missing link. Yeah,
missing
he
link.
was
Yeah,
there. And then of course my cousin, Sam Steamboat Mokuahi.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember all of them, man. Um, I remember Mad Dog Maine. He used to eat glass on
Oh,
TV. Yeah, he used to
yeah.
eat the glass, and all the blood would come out of him. It was crazy.
Yep.
Bill Francis, Russ Francis, the
Ed.
Sheik used to come to Koi a lot.
So Bill, Ed Francis was the dad, right?
Hmm.
Bill was I think Bill passed away if I'm not mistaken. He was the younger brother to Russ.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Russ was the pilot, played for the New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Baran. That's right,
Yep.
Sam. I forgot about Johnny Baran. Handsome Johnny Baran.
Yep. You remember?
Lord Tallyho Blair's had a porno shop next to our factory in Wahiawa.
Thank you for that trivia moment there, Patty.
You know what though? He looked like a little pervert. Lord Blair's looked like a pervert. Just kidding. Just kidding. I met his daughter. She's sweet, actually. Rick Martel, all the Wahinis used to go. My sister was in love with Rick Martel, and I'm sure you were too, Sherry.
Yeah, Torkamaka
Torkamaka, not so. Torkamaka was ugly.
and Wally Fujiwara and
Wally,
Wally.
uh,
Ripper
Ripper
Collins.
Collins, of course.
He got bust up the time he wrestled a bear.
Oh
He
yeah,
was
the real
running that
bear.
life in.
The real.
Yeah, at the Blaisdell. He thought he was all that. The bear would eat him alive. I was small, but I mean, I was laughing. I mean, and he kind of went off, and Abaga has some mean scratches on his body. So I said, well, the
Yeah,
bear
like
won. Yeah.
how dumb can you be though? To say, yeah, I go wrestle a real life bear,
Uh-huh.
like a real bear, not one man
Yep.
in a bear suit. This was he had the muzzle. I remember
Yep.
he had the muzzle, but nothing else was muzzled. His claws
Yep.
were not muzzled.
And
Oh
the
God.
handler sometimes would just, you're supposed to pull him back with the chain, right? But he would just like let the chain dangle.
Yeah, yeah.
So the bear got in striking range, like, owie, owie. Yep.
uh, I cannot imagine those guys were getting paid that much money back then. Not like these
Yeah.
guys get paid today. So you just got to be a fool to decide to go in
Yep.
and fight with on bear. That's like ridiculous.
And, I
Well,
wanted to, send this to everyone out there who remembers the Civic Auditorium. Because the way the Civic Auditorium was built, uh, if you come off the bleachers and you go in to go get, you like buy a hot dog, sodas, or whatever, right? The window and the walkway was on a slanted angle. It always felt like you were sliding down towards the center of the whole thing. It was always like that. And
I
I don't know
never
for what. No,
I
I
had
thought
never
it was
been in there.
maybe. I thought maybe they did that because of roller derby.
Oh, they used to have that too,
Yeah.
right? Though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Judy Arnold, the guy Trotter, all those guys. I forget the name of not the Islanders. Yeah, but they had roller derby back in those days.
Yeah. Well, it's always fun going back to down memory lane, and we'll do it again. That hour went by real quick. I did want to share one thing, and this is wrong one. Hang on, where did I put that one now? Um, Peyton, Peyton was you guys saw this on my page. Peyton Sequina was at football practice in Kapa'a. He plays for the high school JV and just for some reason collapsed, and just this photo you see on this is him, even though he's smiling there. He's being boarded into the medevac airplane right at this point, and I know this because I was with him at the hospital. He was on Kauai for 2 days, and I spent part of 2 days with him when they finally decided that he had to be flown to Kapiolani. But even in this picture, he's smiling, but he cannot move his arms and legs in this picture. They didn't know what it was, and the family did not want to do a GoFundMe, but the mom's a nurse here at Wilcox, a labor and delivery nurse. Dad is a self-employed business owner, and they spent many days on Oahu. Both had to take off from work, and if you own your own business, it's devastating. So they did set a family member started the GoFundMe, and they set a $20,000 goal. It's going to be a lot more than that. He is back home now, but he is going through extensive therapy. He cannot walk without assistance. His kidneys, he has some issues with his kidneys. And a good kid. This boy is a humble kid, and in fact, he was able to talk. He just couldn't move his arms and legs. And his only worry was about his family. How are they going to pay for all of this? And so if you can, if you go to my Facebook page, I'll post the link later in the comments. But if you can, just drop a little bit, help them out. It's gonna really help them significantly. because the road to recovery for this young man, he's 14 years old, is going to be long. So I did want to just share this with you all because the family needs help, and there are many. I posted this on my page, and many of you in our village donated. So I just want to say thank you all for doing that. We want to make sure this boy gets everything he needs and get back on that football. He wants to play so bad, and he's going to be out for a while. He's going to be out for a while, going through therapy, basically learning how to use his hands and his arms and legs again. He is a lot better today. He is a lot better now than he was, but the road to recovery is going to be long and tough for him. So if you can support Peyton, like I said, I'll go ahead and put the link in my in this thread, so it'll pop up on your feed. But if not, you can just go to my page and um, yeah, just there's no donation that's too small. No donation that's too small. So just wanted to share that with all of you guys, and if you can help, I appreciate it. It's a really good family, and that boy is just a good kid. I mean, just a good, solid kid.
Did we have him on our show before?
No, we did not. We did not.
No.
And
You know who I'm
no,
thinking about, right? That boy that did. We went to their house up in Koloa. That young boy. I think he was at Chiefest at the time when we were doing one of our COVID shows.
I don't
That's why I
recall.
thought it was.
Yeah, no. This is yeah, this I had just met him. I know the family really, really well. In fact, I knew this kid when he was little, but just not. I didn't realize he grew up so fast.
Hmm.
Um, and when the grandma called me, I went to the hospital, and oh my lord! I mean, it was I just never seen anything like it. It was just he couldn't move, and yet he was his spirits were so high, and I'm just thankful that they sent him to Kapiolani
Hmm.
because they couldn't, and of course Kapiolani is, they're equipped for all of that stuff. They got all the specialists there. He's been through so many tests, and yeah, I have faith that he will recover 100%. But yeah,
Hmm.
you guys' help would be much appreciated. Much appreciated. I just wanted to get that in before we take off tonight, Charles. And again, I apologize for doing this on a Monday night, but this week is a tough week. Every night is booked. So appreciate you coming in on a last minute notice. I texted Charlie this morning,
Yeah.
"Hey, you want to do a show tonight?" And he said, "Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Why
Why
not?"
not?
Any closing thoughts, Charles?
Well, first, I'd like to give a big mahalo to everyone that stopped by this past Saturday at the Hanapepe Soccer Stadium to partake in the 13th annual Harvest Festival. We had a lot of rides, good entertainment, a lot of vendors, nonprofits raising funds, educational tent. Um, we had a big turnout. We were worried at first when it started to rain, but thanks to two angels, that's Sandy Katoklutki and Lena Ala of Al Jardine, who blessed us with beautiful weather throughout the day. So I just like to say thank you to all of you that came out. We had a lot of fun, and the food was also ono. So we'll be looking forward to, God willing. This year was a little tough on the wife and I. We moved a little slower than we normally would, but we got. We'll give it another year again and start getting ready for that. But I also like to say thank you to the village and for keeping, everyone's spirit alive because so many things are happening in our world, especially in our country. But all we have is each other to rely on. So let it be known that Mel and I will always be here. If you ever need anything, just don't be afraid to give us a call. So with that said, thank you so much. Back
Right
to
on,
you,
man.
Mel.
Again, thank you guys all. I hope you guys had a good time. We'll do it again soon. Stay tuned and keep watching the page for when our next show. We're planning to do it again next week, but you know how it goes. So anyway, until next time, we love you guys. Take care. God bless. Hui ho.